It is
Sobley gets the start for Jonquel Jones. Had a great game in their last win against Chicago, and it didn't take Ionescu long.
And you see right away with the on-ball screening action, Aaliyah Boston ends up with this switch on Sabrina Ionescu. Sabrina does a nice job with her footwork to shed, get enough space to finish.
Making sense and staying up with those switches will be a challenge for Indiana. Here's Clark, guarded by Sobley. It didn't take her long to throw one up.
Another team, the New York Liberty, who will switch 1 through 5. That's how Sobley ended up on Caitlin that possession.
Stewart left open. She has really struggled from three. It almost doesn't look possible that she's shooting 15% from distance this year, by far her worst.
Matchup to keep an eye on this end of the floor. Brianna Stewart is the primary defender on Kelsey Mitchell. Much different size and quickness in that matchup.
Huge difference. Stewie listed at 6'4", Kelsey Mitchell at 5'8".
But that shows you how Sandy Brondello feels about Brianna Stewart as a defender. At 6'4", can use her length.
That time Mitchell was able to shoot over her. Good job by Kennedy Burke, who is in the starting lineup today for Phoebish. And Natasha Cloud, her first year, running the point for New York.
The first time Kennedy Burke has missed a three in the last 3 games. She had made 7 in a row over her last 2.
Nicely done to get it inside to Mitchell.
Those two have such a great connection, especially when Kelsey Mitchell is in a corner and can make that baseline cut.
Burke gets in, and now a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. Here to go 1-0 for the first time in their history. Clark able to take Burke off the bounce.
That's going to be a balance for Caitlin Clark. She told us in the first matchup when she got the switches, sometimes she settled for the 3 a little bit too much. That time, she navigated and instead went off dribble.
She took 11 threes in that game, only hit 2 of them, and here she is trying to guard Stewie. Burke outside. She has now missed 2. Sobley doing work inside.
That's what Niara Sobley can bring. The New York Liberty are not a great rebounding team this season.
Clark got it inside to Boston, who missed. And the Liberty averaging only about 1 rebound more a game than their opponents. Miss for Ionescu, and here comes Clark. This is one thing you get with Clark is great pace and great passes. Found Boston perfectly.
The placement on that pass, Pam Ward, was incredible by Caitlin Clark.
Nice finish for Sobley, but you're right. It looks like she has no room to get a pass in, and not only does she get it in, it's perfect, and there's a bounce pass. Mitchell left open. It ping-pongs out to Stewart.
Quite the pace here to start this game. Players trying to catch their breath as Sabrina Ionescu hits a dagger.
Ionescu averaging just under 3 threes per game. This is a team that leads the WNBA in many offensive categories. Let's go back to Caitlin's pass.
I mean, this is incredible. I mean, as Boston is running the floor, multiple defenders. There's 3 defenders, but especially
did not play at all when these 2 teams played last month.
So bring out
seen before. She said when you're playing, you're thinking about so many things, whether to pass, to shoot, to drive. You're trying to make decisions. While she was out, she said the game slowed down a little bit. She's hoping that perspective is something she carries throughout her career. She did say she might be rusty today. I don't know. She was making half-court shots yesterday at practice, so she looks pretty good to me.
It's certainly the Indiana Fever very intentional with her minutes and how they're playing her today. You see her typically would not be out at this early stage of the game, but making sure they're giving her a little bit of rest along the way.
And Sophie Cunningham is back today. She has been in and out of the lineup with a hurt ankle. That's 2 straight turnovers out of the timeout. Stewie rolls in a toughie. That's an 11-0 New York run. Sydney Colson also into the game in the backcourt. Mitchell with a determined drive and some drought.
New York Liberty's defense has really been on point the last couple of possessions prior to that one. They're congesting inside, making Indiana take tougher looks when they get the ball in the paint.
No Clark Clark on the floor. Colson inside.
There goes the double. You see it from Sabrina Ionescu.
It forces another turnover. And really struggling to hold on to the basketball. That's Boston's first foul.
Saw 4 help defenders in the paint once Elise
got back to their 10-player roster, pardon me. I don't think Aaron McDonald's going to be out of a job for long.
No.
It's a Colson foul. Cunningham trying to guard Stewart.
Oh, what a tough finish by Breanna Stewart. You talked about her 3-point percentage being down. Her 2-point is way up.
Clark will check in at the next whistle. Johannes, little step back. Just with the miss. York just 1 of 6 from 3. Ham to bite on the fake and then had it roll away. Caitlin Clark last played for Indiana against New York, and now she takes it in off glass and has a chance for a 3-point play. So Caitlin cuts the lead to 6 after another spectacular move. Gardner in her first year at New York. There she is. Inside to Stewie. They're going to say that she was held. Or Caitlin Clark, what do you want both? Colson on the go. Caitlin Colson in her 11th year out of Texas A&M has never been a big-time scorer, but is a great locker room presence and can help fuel runs like this. It's a 9-2 fever run.
Playing the way they are with 2 huge pieces out of this game right now with Jonquel and Leonie Phoebish. Sometimes it's easy to forget because their bench is so deep.
And they are unbeaten. Shot clock is winding down. Johannes with the top take, and it went in.
She shot that from like her waist and had just the perfect English on it to get it to drop.
Or French, maybe? She did not score in the regular season against Indiana, played over 15 minutes, but let's go back to that shot.
Flair to her game.
In preparation for the Paris Olympics, where France gave the U.S. an incredible last game. France had to go home with silver. Stewart able to bring the basketball up. Dantes trying to guard Stewart now, but still able to get a decent shot off. And Cunningham is down behind the play, but they've got Caitlin Clark to fire away from 3. Cunningham just now getting up as she stayed down near the free throw line on the other end. Just coming back from an ankle injury, and then Johannes very coolly.
2 players with incredible up.
Well, back and forth we go. Clark with the 3. Johannes answered, then Caitlin again. She's calling for the ball from Cunningham. Clark, another long 3. She's back. The most dynamic player in the little bit. Cunningham stripped. Pardon me, Lexi Hall, as she tried to get into the paint. And now the shot clock's off. And Sandy Brondello wants 1 shot. Sabali. No call on the follow. But Indiana down to 20. Lexi Hall able to draw the offensive foul.
You saw how intentional the New York Liberty were, though, that possession and getting eventually the switch.
Now Clark guarded by Kennedy Burke. Tasha Howard now in the game for Indiana. Colson fires. Howard right away hits the glass, but couldn't follow. Sabali has been really good. That one's a little bit too strong. Sabali with a strong first quarter. Making her second career start, second in a row. Clark stays red hot. And for the first time today, Indiana has the lead. They were down by as many as 11, but Ionescu takes care of that quickly. Bounce pass, perfect to Howard, but that rimmed it. Dantes, yes.
But just great offense, because Clark's been on a heater, and so you give her the ball, roll, and she delivers it perfectly. I think she just looked over at the bench asking for a sub.
And you could tell that she is not her usual self, huffing and puffing a little bit. That's one of the concerns, that she has the bounce pass kicked by Cloud.
So a mistake defensively by Kennedy Burke, leaving Caitlin Clark, and so Caitlin happens now. Two players go there, and she hits.
Caitlin with 4 threes on 6 attempts, and Hall able to pick up the ball and finished on the second chance. Hall's first points. Pardon me.
No, Hall just has a knack for going to the offensive glass, and that comes with effort. She's consistently crashing.
Numbers going up every year at a season high. 15 points against New York when they play back the third week of May.
It is shocking to see Kennedy Burke miss 1 3 this season. She's leading the league at over 60%, but to see her miss a couple. Count it!
As Mitchell celebrates from the floor.
Kelsey Mitchell.
Then she can be a really great player.
She's the reigning East Conference Player of the Week. Nice play as Cloud got it into Sabali.
Yeah, great probe by Cloud and then cut by Sabali.
Cloud making herself at home very quickly with this New York Liberty team, and they lost Sab. So Ionescu finishing. Get New York back to within 2 points. Sabrina now into double figures. She had 23 when these two teams first played. Rolling. The ball stays with Indiana as Clark comes back in. Colson gets a nice hand as she heads to the bench.
As you see the take by Hall, her field goal percentage much better when...
Everybody better. That foul was on Burke. Here's Hall at the line. Only 55% from the line this year. Upcoming WNBA national TV schedule tomorrow on CBS. Chicago's at Connecticut at noon Eastern. And Connecticut's Center in San Francisco are amazing. Great fans. They pack the house, and they're going to love when Caitlin and company come to town. Inside 6 minutes, that had to be a foul on Hull, and it was as Sui hit the deck. But a foul has been called on Indiana. And the field. Stewie 0 for 2 from 3 so far in this game. Clark directing traffic. And then steps back with the 3 over Brianna Stewart. And she and Stewie have a nice exchange on their way back up the court.
They're just laughing at one another at the absurdity of what Caitlin's done so far here.
Cloud tries to answer. Ball goes out of bounds and belongs to Indiana. Sabali passing for New York. They go around the horn, and Stewie finishes off glass.
Just a beautiful offensive possession by the New York Liberty, and it's one of the reasons they've had so much success this year is the way they move the ball and share it.
Mark trying to answer, and indeed she does.
What an incredible half so far from Caitlin Clark. She has more than half of her team's points.
Ionescu given a little bit of room. The ball bounces around, and Leah Boston able to grab it. Boston only has 2 points in this game, 1 of 5 from the floor. Oh, behind the back action. Hall from the corner. to Boston, but she gets the assist on the home make, and that ends a 7-0 New York run. Sabali driving on Clark, and then was able to gather the rebound and put it back in. Sabali now with 5 boards to go along with her 8 points. Make it 10.
We've seen Caitlin get tricky.
First, this one. CaitlincLark! Feeling the 3. She's got 6 of them. Howard gets it to Clark. Another perfect pass to Hall. But it wouldn't. Stewart driving on Boston, and she draws another foul. Stewart delivers from the line to cut the lead back to 4. Mitchell guarded by Stewie, and a whistle away from the action. And what a great start this is. How about for Howard coming back to Indiana, where her career started. 2014 when she was drafted out of Florida State. Clock winding down for Sabali, who challenges Clark. Caitlin playing with 2 fouls. Mitchell spots up. Izzy Harrison. Ball caroms to Ionescu. Hit a minute to go. Cloud shot has been off, but Harrison is able to sneak in to get the offensive rebound and put back.
Yeah, the New York Liberty have done a really nice job getting in and attacking the offensive glass, keeping balls alive to get extra opportunities.
10 second chance points now for New York. Clark, a little bit too strong, but Boston saves the possession. And now Howard working against Harrison. Tough move. Mitchell defending Ionescu. Now the switch. Mitchell's on Stewie. Boston came over to help. The ball is tipped out to Cloud. Ionescu trying to finish the half, and does with the 3. Another big offensive rebound for New York, and it ends up with another 3 ball. Thompson joining you from another packed house here in Indianapolis.
And again, we saw in the first half with the double team down on Aaliyah Boston coming from Sabrina Ionescu after Boston puts the ball on the floor. This time results in a turnover again.
Boston having a frustrating day, leading the league in field goal percentage coming into this game, but only hit 1 of her 5 shots in the first half. Ionescu with the great take in the middle. Sabrina having another fine game against Indiana. Got 19 at 23 against them in their first game. Clark, as Sabali came over to help Cloud on defense. Ionescu for 3.
What a great and efficient afternoon we've seen here from Sabrina Ionescu, and frustration for the Indiana Fever as they turn the basketball over.
Sabrina has 3 threes. Mitchell has it cup out. Ionescu with the hot hand. That one was short. That's over the backboard.
Sabrina Ionescu.
That they need to win a WNBA championship. So that confidence is shown when they're able to close these games.
Seems like there's no daylight at all, but Mitchell couldn't finish it from Clark. Cloud coming out more aggressive here in the third quarter, draws the foul. In the off season, now in her 10th year out of St. Joseph's. 6th in the league in assists coming into this game. Trying to get it to Boston. That has not clicked so far. Stewie got it taken away by Clark. It's off of Stewart, so Indiana basketball.
Good hustle by Caitlin after the turnover to come back, get her hand on the basketball.
Clark threw 3 defenders there momentarily. Now Mitchell trying to blow by. Everybody does and gets the foul. She's finally getting some overdue attention from fans around the country and some media folks as well. A great player. Sabally on the baseline, found by Ionescu. It was blocked by Boston. Clark looking for some options. Hull spots up for 3 and hits it.
The Indiana Fever look a little bit more physical to me defensively the last couple of possessions, and then they were able to get out and transition, get to their secondary. The good look for Hull.
Hull now into double figures. Stewie being pestered out there by Hull, who's a really good perimeter defender. Hull finds Boston, who had some daylight finally. She gets the basket, and it's a run for Indiana. Tips between the Pacers and the Fever, but the Pacers traveling to Oklahoma City today. And Caitlin Clark witnessed her first loss yesterday. They had been 8-0 with her in the building, the Pacers, until last night. And this run. Oh, that's a nice little fake by Boston.
Great ball fake and then take by Aaliyah Boston. Get the defender leaning and then just drive the other way.
And then she made the defensive play to get the tie-up. Now a 12-0 Fever run. Air ball for Sabally. Boston boards it. New York has missed 7 straight shots. Caitlin challenged Sabally and won it. New York doesn't have a lot of droughts. This is the top scoring team in the WNBA. Stewie gathered after a bobble and wisely threw it up as she realized that Boston were points in the first half. Stewie back at the line.
Oh, Brianna Stewart on that last shot came down, twisted.
A set came trying to get in. Ionescu turns the corner and a nice play over there by Stephanie White. She's got some ups.
Out of sorts on the offensive end.
Cloud and Clark have had some nice confrontations, and they're going to get another foul on Cloud. The run is now 19-0 for Indiana. Had a 12-point lead against New York here in this building back on May 24th and ended up losing. Burke fouled by Mitchell. Basket tournament. WNBA national TV schedule tomorrow at noon Eastern time. Chicago. Fonafisa Collier had another big day today, over 30 points.
Yeah, nice response for the Minnesota Lynx after suffering their first loss to Seattle a couple of games ago.
It was them in New York as the only unbeaten. New York coming in 9-0 today. Nice points at the free throw line, their first in over 4 minutes. Still a scoring drought from the field. Stewart with the height advantage over Colson, spins and scores.
I mean, it's incredible. And the degree of difficulty on so many of Brianna Stewart's mid-range finishes is high.
Colson left open, and she hits it! Sydney Colson with just her 5th 3 of the season.
Right now, the Indiana Fever shooting.
Clark out of the game, and they still get threes. Damiris Dantes. The run is 25-3. Okay, 25-5 as Ionescu is able to get into the paint.
Yeah, Sabrina Ionescu hadn't taken a shot in quite a while. They needed her to calm that down.
Mitchell able to rid herself of Johannes, but couldn't get the roll off of Stu. Kind of like a hockey line change. Off the inbounds. Hall couldn't convert. Johannes comes in and shoots and scores. Clark guarded by Stewart. Misfired, wants it back. They got it over into the corner. Cunningham coming back today from injury. Underneath. Ionescu. You could tell by the way she launched it. She had confidence that was going in, and indeed it did. So New York has now scored the last 8 points of this game to get back to within 8.
Deep 3 now.
She's got 27 points. That is one off of her season high. Colson right into the teeth of the Colson just the 4th. Indiana with a foul to give. We go inside 40 seconds here in the 3rd quarter. Sably, tough shot. All thought she had her arms up in that vertical position, but she gets called for the foul. Ionescu, 1 of 2 in that trip. Now she has tied her season high with 28 points. Clark trying to split the defenders. Her turn to wired. Shot clock winding down now for Clark. All the way across the court to Hull. A little bit chancy. Brianna Stewart in those long arms. And now the Liberty can hold it for the last shot of the quarter. Ionescu from the logo. Tapped out. New York ends that quarter on the best angle.
The best angle.
So Brianna Stewart back at to get her back for their next game. That was rather telegraphed. And CaitlincLark. Oh, bounce pass. And Howard was able to gather, but couldn't get it home.
When these teams met back in May, Indiana missed a lot of shots like that. Really good looking ones that are close to the rim.
And the runner goes in. It's a 14-2 New York run. New York had a huge in May and came back to win. Clark pumps it off the back, but Cunningham is able to rescue the possession. Shot clock winding down for Colson. A big three for Sydney. Her second of the game.
We saw the hard double team come from Johannes on the dribble from Boston, and that left Colson the opportunity for the three.
Good double on Stewart as the shot clock winds down for Johannes. Long rebound taken by Ionescu, who got hit in the face by Cunningham. A lot of trouble. Mitchell with the miss. Boston somehow able to grab it. And then Kelsey Mitchell with the huge shot from the corner. It's a long two. Good defense there by New York, but Indiana was able to take advantage of the second chance. Boston. Now here's Cloud. Ionescu blows by Cunningham. Clark comes over for what she thought was a blocked shot.
I think the foul's on Cunningham, though.
She gets them both. CaitlincLark now taking a rest. Colson running the point. Boston being very physical with Sabali. Count it.
Aaliyah Boston uses her size and strength.
4 fouls on Sabali. 3-point play for Boston. Cloud shoots it over Boston's outstretched hand. Cloud has missed 7 of her 8 shots this afternoon. Averaging just under 10 points per game on the season coming in. Mitchell curls around and hits it.
Career high with 7 made threes and the ridiculous.
CaitlincLark still on the bench, getting a little bit more rest. Boston challenged Kennedy. Inside 4 minutes, CaitlincLark coming to the scorer's table to check in. Shot clock dying. Boston. Nope. Does have 6 rebounds and 5 assists, but has missed 7 of her 8 shots, including all 4 of her threes. 10-point advantage with 3.5 to go. Skinny with Stewart guarding Clark. Clark, a little hesitation, got the shot off, hit the rim, and then a foul on New York on the follow. They got Stewie on the attempt to go for the rebound. Clark, and then a perfect bounce pass with Hall working the baseline. An 11-1 run after New York chipped away at the lead. Boy, Stewart and Hall got 10 here in the second half. But she will certainly take the win. Indiana trying to get back to 500 and hand New York its first loss of the season. Caitlin wisely killing some more clock. And maybe the dagger. Kelsey Mitchell. And they've given up 99 points to the Fever. And another foul.
Team to Bond. They've got an 8-game home stretch at one point in July.
Fever will be one of the teams visiting during that stretch. Caitlin again! Three's been off in the second half, so she's stuck at 7, which ties her career high. Sobley left open, rims out. New York has gone cold here in the fourth quarter. They had a big fourth quarter to come from behind to beat Indiana here on May 24th. It will be a different story this afternoon. Coming back from an injury herself. It's her first 3 of the day. Escu has been terrific for New York now with going over the 30-point mark, a new season high for her, but Caitlin Clark coming out on fire with 5 threes in the first half. And the Indiana Fever will hand the defending champs their first loss of the season. Caitlin takes the shot clock violation. Indiana will play the Sun here in 3 days, and they go out west for a 3-game road trip that includes a game in Vegas that we will have, and here's the ovation for Caitlin Clark and the rest of the starters. "17 threes, just 2 shy of the WNBA record that New York had hit a couple of times this year in games." Fever take another shot clock violation, but they're going to come away with the victory. 102-88. The league and a